Thanks for joining us. We're here with Jackson Sirmon. Thought we'd give you a chance to talk to Jackson. Just a couple of quick notes about him. Played in 51 college games, started each of his last 34 games, and finished with 301 career tackles. So just wanted to have some of that. His bio's updated online if you guys need stuff, but we'll give you a chance to ask him a few questions. So if you have questions for Jackson, go ahead and let us know in the chat, and we'll go ahead and get started. It looks like with Jeff Ferrato. Go ahead, Jeff.
Jackson, how you doing today?
Doing fine. How are you?
I'm okay. Can you, looks like there's something wrong with your arm or your elbow. Can you tell us kind of what it is, what happened, and where things go from here as far as your health?
Yeah, so it was a bicep injury. Got surgery, fixed it up on last Thursday. Right now I'm in a splint, so it's pretty immobilized. I'll get it off here in the next couple days. And then I think the first stage of kind of rehab is getting range of motion back, and then after a couple months, get back to working out with it and go from there.
How does one injure his bicep?
I went for a tackle. It was kind of an arm tackle. I threw my arm out there. The running back ran through it. I was kind of at an awkward body position, and my arm got pulled back, and it just popped.
This was in the Oregon State game?
Yep.
Right. Can you just give us your emotions to, what it's like for your college career to be this, dramatically and suddenly over with?
Yeah, I mean, at first it was really difficult. I was extremely emotional for, many reasons, just thinking about you put a lot of work in the off season, you come back for a sixth year, and it's disappointing when it's ended early and kind of without warning. Disappointed that I can't be out there helping the team out. And then I'm grateful for coming here. I'm grateful for being at Cal. I'm grateful for everything that happened in my career. And, my college career has turned out about as good as I could have imagined it. And on a personal level, and just being able to come to Cal and play for Coach Wilcox, play for my dad, that's been a really neat experience. And then, moving forward, I still plan to make myself useful for Cal football. It'll be in obviously a different capacity, but just figuring out how I can best help the team out.
Great, thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Matt Moreno from Rivals.
I was going to ask that because Matthew Cindric had a similar injury, and he talked about wanting to stay involved and really kind of be another set of eyes for the coaching staff. How do you kind of plan to utilize your experience and help out the rest of the linebackers?
Yeah, for sure. I'm planning on making myself as useful as possible, doing whatever I can to help the team win. Part of that is, because I want to help out the team. Part of that is not getting bored, because I don't think anything good happens when you get bored. So I'm trying to keep myself locked in, keep myself entertained. But yeah, I think I can help out the younger guys that are playing in my role now. I have obviously a lot of experience playing football at the college level in the Pac-12. And so I think I'll be able to help them out with that, help them. One of the big things when you're a young college player and you start playing in games is figuring out how to prepare, figuring out what works best for you. And I think I can help them there. Watch film with them, teach them how to watch film, maybe help them identify things that they might be able to improve on. My dad, especially on game day, it's a lot. He's watching the whole defense. He's calling plays. I might just be able to be another set of eyes out there to just kind of see what's going on, just focusing in on the two linebackers out there, and hopefully I can help them throughout the week in practice, and then also on game day be on the sidelines helping them out throughout the game.
Obviously Caleb is younger himself, but he has a little bit more game experience. Have you had any kind of message to him, knowing that he's going to be kind of the guy that's relied upon quite a bit now moving forward?
Yeah. My message to him has just been be prepared to have a lot more responsibility put on your shoulders, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with that from a young age. When I was his age, I didn't have that responsibility, so he has to grow up a lot faster than I did. And I think I can help him through that process a little bit. But yeah, my message is just be prepared to have more responsibility. You're going to have to be that much more locked in on game day. You're going to have to be that much better throughout the week in your preparation. And, when guys have questions, they're going to come to you. So you got to know the answer.
Blake stepped in for you last week. Obviously, it feels like there's a collection of guys who are going to probably have to step in and contribute now. What do you make just of the rest of the linebacker group that remains now?
Yeah, I think they're a solid group. I think, Blake's not really a younger guy. He's been doing it for a while. He's been in the system, so he kind of knows how it is. Hunter Barth is new to linebacker. Cade Uluwave is a young guy. And so I think there's going to be there's an opportunity for a lot of growth out of them. It'll be fun to see what they can do. It's a great opportunity for Blake to come in and make some plays and help out the defense. So I'm excited to see what they can do.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go anybody else. First of all, with the first round question, if you haven't asked one yet. Okay, we'll go back to Jeff Rado. Go ahead, Jeff.
Jackson, can you talk a little bit further, and you've done this before, but just now that the relationship's kind of, as player-coach has done, just what it's been like to play for your dad.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic experience. Part of it is because I have a really good relationship with him, so that's been great to see him in his element every day. And then the other part is he's a really good football coach, and he's whatever he's coaching us, he did for a really long time at a really high level. He did it at a high level in college, and he did it at a high level in the NFL. And so it's been fantastic for me to learn from him every day. I think he does a really good job coaching linebackers. He really obviously is able to relate really well to what he's coaching us to do. And then I've learned a lot about just defense in general from him. And I think, I'm obviously biased, but I think he's a pretty good defensive coordinator. And so it's been a really neat experience to learn from him there. So just the combination of a good personal relationship with your dad and also really believing in him as a coach has been a great experience for me.
Have you learned anything new about him through this different relationship as player and a coach?
For sure. I think you learn new stuff every day. Seeing your dad at work is different than seeing him at home. For
instance, what?
Yeah, I don't really have any specifics for you, but it's just you kind of see a different side, and you get to see how they work, and you get to learn from that. And, when he was playing football, I was really too young to absorb any of that. But now, he's obviously not playing, but I can still see the same work ethic, and I can still see the same intent that he brings every day to work, and that's been fun to see and fun to learn from.
Did he get on your case more as a little kid or as a Cal linebacker?
Probably equally. Probably he was tough on me as a kid, and he's still tough on me now.
If I can change the subject, do you have thoughts about how your former team, Washington, is doing? And obviously a lot of guys on that team, and what are your emotions for them as they're having such a terrific season?
Yeah, I know. I still am really good buddies with a lot of those guys on the team. I'll be buddies with those guys for a long time. I'm happy for them. I don't have jealousy or anything like that. I really value the position I'm in here and the situation I'm in here, and I really enjoy being at Cal, and I'm very happy that I ended up where I am. But yeah, I know those guys. I know those guys work hard, and it's exciting to see it pan out for them the way it is. And I wish them the best. And yeah, happy for them.
I don't see any other questions in the queue yet, so I'll ask you one more. What's the next step for you in football? What are your expectations for what you might be able to do with regards to the NFL? And since your dad played, does he have any thoughts for you on how to proceed and how that could go?
Yeah, my goals, I've had the same goals for a long time. My goal is to play in the NFL. That's been a dream of mine for a long time, and obviously this might change kind of the path or the route or the journey or whatever, but it doesn't really change the goals for me. So it's unfortunate, when you think of your last college game or your last college snap, you don't think of you walking off the field with your, bummed out because you know that your season's over, because when it happened, I knew what happened. But I don't plan on that being my last game or my last snap. So that's how I'm moving forward. Rehab from this, the same way I attack everything. And I think good things will happen, and, get some good training this offseason and just control what I can control and then see where things go from there.
What's the timetable and what will you be able to do in the off season in terms of the camps and the the stuff that you would probably have done if you were fully healthy, does it impact you as far as going to any of that stuff early?
Yeah, I think it impacts some stuff. From a training perspective, I think it's reasonable to, I'm not a doctor and I obviously don't have any credentials in what I'm saying, so you can take it with a grain of salt. But my expectation is by beginning of January, mid-January, to be fully working out, be able to do everything in the weight room, running, everything like that. I'll be running, my hope is to be running and doing, lower body, good arm stuff well before that. But I think being able to do everything training normally by January, mid-January, so that means I'll have a really full off season, which would be great. I think it takes a couple more months after that to be cleared for full contact stuff. I'm not entirely sure what the rookie off season looks like, so I can't really say for sure what I can and can't do, but I'll attack this and be back as soon as I can. And I don't really see it impacting a ton. Some of the All-Star games or the Senior Bowl or East-West Shrine, any of those, I think those will be impacted. But as far as Pro Day and Combine, if that's an option and all that stuff, I don't think that'll be affected.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, anybody else with a question for Jackson? All right, well, Jackson, we appreciate your time today and over the last couple of years. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jackson.